Industrial accidents are becoming the norm.
Oh no, stop it, stop it! Okay, that's not going to work.
And gender assumptions fuel an ever-growing storm.
Take that, baby zombie man. Little dude's not as cute and innocent as he looks.
Citizens can no longer decide what's best for their own health.
I've decided to take them under my care. That's right, house arrests for all of them, but they'll thank me later.
And AI now threatens to once again increase the divide within wealth. Target acquired. A lone hero has appeared to bring you Nomifactory, Episode 8. Previously on Nomifactory.
I'd like to set up a chicken farm, and I'd like to locate some pigs. I'd like to find some brown mushrooms. Why? For pizza, bro! But alas, no pizza would be had that day, because I didn't find a dang brown mushroom. But, shortly thereafter, I did find a brown mushroom. There it is!
Target acquired.
Out on a little Superman sightseeing session, and lo and behold, what did my little blue eye spy from the sky but a few fungi? Now, these brown meaty mushroom morsels are exactly what I've been looking for to complete our quest for pizza perfection. A quick dip into the snack sack, and we can grab some mutton, pork, chicken, and beef, along with our 3 bread loaves right quick. With all of that in the crafting table, Domino's delivers, even in Minecraft. With all the fanfare out of the way from what we set out to do yesterday, let's take a look at what's on our board for us today. We're rapidly running out of room in our work area, and I would be remiss if I didn't rethink our real estate here. Therefore, goal number 1 will be a quick remodel and expansion of our current workspace. Goal number 2 will be a quest for contact as we head back out into the wide world to investigate a hot zone I've found. And we'll wrap up on goal number 3 by expanding our GTLV machine lines. Now, as far as the expansion and remodel goes, it's going to be fairly basic for the moment. I'm going to add 2 additional platforms, one to the east and one to the south for now. I definitely need to start thinking about long-term base layout very soon. I'll continue to use basalt for the floors, and most likely half slabs for the ceilings. This allows me to keep mob spawns minimized. Now my platform is built, and it's time to turn my attention to the walls. Or the lack thereof, I should say. The solution to this for me is going to be temporary walls. When I say temporary, I mean that they're somewhat permanent in nature, but I'll likely replace these down the road. They will, however, serve the purpose of giving me that workshop feel that I really desire right now. To achieve this, I'm going to be using a combination of chiseled and polished basalt. These 2 materials, when put together, create a striking contrast that is sure to catch the eye. The real question is, what will I be using to fill in the gaps? I thought about using chiseled glass, but none of the patterns really appeal to me. Instead, I'll be using thickened glass. It's cheap, it's clear, best of all, it creates a connected texture. When you look at it, it almost seems like one giant piece of glass or a singular window pane. This will allow me to add some structure to the base and kind of create different areas and section them off while still feeling like the space is open as I can still see outside. Now, standing here amidst my chest, crafting stations, and machinery, I have a rough idea of how I want my temporary walls to look, but I have a bigger problem looming over me like a dark cloud: claustrophobia. With every step we take and every machine we make, it's growing. It's choking us with its suffocating presence. But fear not, my friends. The solution to this problem lies in our new platform to the east. It will now serve as our new machine house. With all this in mind, let's begin migrating our manufacturing marvels that currently rest behind me on the floor to their new housing. Together, we'll transform this pitiful platform into a haven of creativity and innovation, where our machines can hum and our minds can soar. I'll begin by moving the wire mill and setting up a crate and some hoppers so that all the machines can eject their finished products. Next, I'm going to move the bending machine and then the compressor. Once those 3 machines are moved, it's time to grab the alloy smelter. I think I'll actually put it nearest the power source and slide the wire mill down. Now I'll grab the battery buffer and the energy converter. Then I'll grab our dynamos, energy conduit, pressurized fluid conduits, and the infinite water block. I'll quickly add the cabling back onto the rear of the machines and hook them up using our wire snips. Next, I'll add back in the battery buffer. I can set down the energy converter and make sure it's facing the right direction for our superconductor as well. That done, I can quickly hook up our power and I'll be in business. I'll put one dynamo here and the second one here, placing the infinite water source below them. And finally, everything is now good to go and hooked up, giving us much more space for activities. All right, let's go ahead and complete this wall right quick. And now that I've got the first wall done, I'll take the second one from this to this. And the third will become this. With that done, we can call the expansion and remodel complete for now. So one goal down. Next on my to-do list is a bit of pseudo-automation for our blast furnace. Let's start off by just testing with this hopper and a bit of wrought iron like this. Oh, stop. Oh no, stop it, stop it. Okay, that's not going to work. We need to figure out a new way to do this. Let's try using an item conduit instead. And a couple of chests. We'll have both an input and an export chest, so I'll set them up here quickly. And now I'll configure them with the appropriate permissions. These will be set to always active. Now, if I put the items in here, stop! Alright, let's try this. Let's put a slab right in here to block that spot and see if that works. Alright, sweet. It works perfectly. I just need to block off that one slot in the blast furnace, although I'll probably come back and replace that slab with the torch instead. Next, I want to make a bit of packing tape so that I can move this storage drawer. I'll set this up just below the item conduit. So I can get rid of all the little tiny ash piles. And there we go. Pseudo-automation achieved. After the camera stopped rolling on the last episode, I set out to find a desert. But I had no idea what lay ahead of me. In my search for this arid landscape, I stumbled upon a majestic sight. Towering structures of red clay and sandstone that seemed to stretch towards the sky, and alongside them, the very cacti you've all seen in the earlier part of this episode. It was just down on the left-hand side of the screen, which are now mysteriously missing. Nonetheless, my journey was not in vain. Along the way, I gathered a vast amount of sand, which has proven to be a valuable resource for our progression thus far. But the real treasure was yet to be discovered. Before the blazing sun could reduce me to a pile of bones, I stumbled upon a humble village, nestled amidst the dunes. The discovery was nothing short of miraculous. I made sure to mark the location on my map, and I set a home location in this tranquil oasis. My mind was buzzing with the possibilities of making contact with the locals and learning about their culture and their wealth. And now that day has finally arrived. It's time to venture into the heart of this mysterious village, a place that has been christened Walmart by one of our stream viewers, Strange Cart Duck. Who knows what surprises and wonders await us as we embark on this thrilling adventure. So, I've stumbled upon this bounty board, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty interesting. Apparently, I can complete some bounty missions and earn infinite Nami coins. And you know what that means. I can get all sorts of raw materials without mining a thing. Cha-ching! That's a huge win, my friends. I also see a smithy and a blacksmith up ahead. I'm curious about what treasures they're hiding. So, let's go take a peek, shall we? Guess what? Inventory 3 upgrade. That's awesome. These upgrades are going to go perfect in my dark steel boots. I just need to find inventory 1 and 2 so that I can equip them all. There's even some vibrant alloy in here to go with this. This treasure chest is legit. Plus, the blacksmith is willing to trade emeralds for coal. And I've got an infinite supply of Nami coins, so I see a profitable loop in my future. But if that doesn't work out, I could see if we can trade Nami coins directly for emeralds. Alright, let's talk about these villagers right quick. I believe that they could benefit from my guidance and from my protection. So, I've decided to take them under my care. That's right, house arrests for all of them, but they'll thank me later. Speaking of villagers, there's a second blacksmith nearby, so I'm going to make him a little house. And in this house, it looks like I've got a librarian and a provisioner who are just giving away free stuff. Free preserves and a crate? Yes, please. This librarian right here wants paper for emeralds, and you bet I'm going to be cashing in on that deal with a sugarcane farm back home. But wait, there's more. A jelly box filled with all kinds of nom-noms, a second librarian sitting right over here who's wanting to get inside and join the first. And around back, we've got a butcher who's willing to trade leather for emeralds. I'm just going to set him up with his little priest buddy. Here's another priest. We'll put him under a pane of glass. I love when a good plan comes together. Now off in the distance, I spy a temple, and I feel like it's time to channel a little Indiana Jones. So let's go see what's under this floor, shall we? A little help from my trusty hammer, and voila, a treasure trove. Looks like we've got diamonds, emeralds, and all sorts of valuables in here. I'm going to scoop these goodies up into my crate and head back to the base for processing. I wish trips to Walmart IRL were this good. Oh, watch out! Take that, baby zombie man. Little dude's not as cute and innocent as he looks. Alright, let's get some paper made real quick. We're going to go back to Walmart and engage in a little mercantile. Try to get some emeralds. Let's see how many I can get. Alright, so all in all, it looks like we're going to end up with 23 emeralds from some paper and a bit of zombie flesh. Not bad.
Target acquired.
Altogether, this has been a pretty exciting adventure. I'm super stoked about getting that Inventory 3 module and that Vibrant Alloy. But for now, let's get out of here before any more baby zombie men come after us. Alright amigos, if you made it this far, you're doing great. We're now moving on to our final goal of the day, which is the Greg Tech LV machine progression. I have a little confession to make though. The footage I have for this part isn't going to be as great as my usual content. I forgot to hit record while I was working on some of it, but thankfully I was streaming at the time. So what you'll be seeing is footage from my live stream VOD over on Twitch TV/JDon77. If you happen to have some free time, I'd love for you to hang out there with me. I usually stream on the weekends. But just as a heads up, the video quality isn't going to be top notch, and for that, I apologize. Okay, let's get back on track. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a drawer controller. This is going to help us to improve our inventory system. I'll place it here on this block, and now we'll be able to drop items straight into our storage drawers. As you can see from our quest log, we still have a lot of machines to create. We're going to start with a basic lathe. This will allow us to turn ingots into rods directly without needing to use manual GT tools. Similarly to the machines that we've already created, the goal with these initial machines is going to be to improve the efficiency by which we create subcomponents, or even find better ways to craft them. That being said, the next thing I'm going to make is a polarizer, which is used to create charged rods. I'm going to set this down right beside the lathe. Moving on, we have the macerator, which is our third machine. This one has a new component that I haven't crafted before though, our wrought iron buzzsaw blade. We can craft a blade with some plates and 4 of our GT tools. Once we have this, we'll be able to make our basic macerator and start crushing things and even duplicating ores. Now things are starting to get a lot more interesting. We're on to the electrolyzer. To create this, we just need some wire, cabling, glass, and a couple of electronic circuits. The electrolyzer will be one of the first machines that produces a new product for us. It can break down various dusts and separate them into their components. We're going to start with a lot of clay dust. We get that clay dust by slamming blocks of clay through our macerator. Then using the electrolyzer, we turn that clay dust into a whole bunch of useful materials, including helium, water, sodium, aluminium, silicone, and lithium. Trust me, we're going to be doing a lot of electrolysis on clay dust. It's going to be a very crucial part of our crafting process for now. Next up, we're going to be crafting a basic arc furnace. This little beauty is essentially a recycling machine. We could throw all sorts of items in there like random iron swords and horse armors, although admittedly I'd avoid diamond horse armor for now, and it'll give us back the materials that were used to craft said item. It's an awesome way to recover resources and keep our crafting game strong. Now we're going to need a few new components for our next machine, including a rotor and a ring. But don't worry, these are easy to craft. You can make the ring by either hammering a rod or by crafting a knife and cutting one out of rubber. Once we've got those, we'll be able to craft the mixer. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this mixer is a game changer. It's what's going to open the path to crafting energetic alloy, which is a major step in moving beyond LV. Of course, there's still one more thing that we need before we can get there. We've got to craft a blast furnace to melt down all of these new materials and turn them into something that we can use. But don't worry, we'll get there soon enough, maybe even in the next episode. So make sure you check back. So with all of that done, we can wrap up our machine progression for this episode. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to say hi in the comments if you want to chat. And if you really want to get involved, don't be afraid to join the Discord server. Come and hang out with us. Be cool to one another. Laters.